there, everybody. This is Taveau of Taveau Creative Ministries. We're here today with a guest, David Guy, and we're here at a BARISTA fellowship, and he's going to talk about his experience in the military, his fascinating life, and then whatever words of wisdom he has. So, David, just feel free to talk about it, your life and whatever you want to share. This is our audience.
And I'll start out by giving a little background, I guess. I spent 23 years in the Army, traveled all over the world and a lot of the continental United States, but spent 15 of those years in Washington, D.C., working at some of the highest levels of government and all this kind of thing. First got there, I worked in a special assignment. That's all I'll say about that. Then I worked at the White House for about 6 years doing communications and security, and then I was a senior enlisted advisor to 3 secretaries of defense after that. So.
Very interesting. Well, what I loved when I bumped into him, God just sort of has me meet so many wonderful people that are Christians, and so I met him and we were chatting about his experiences. I realized this is a global citizen type thing, and that's what I enjoyed. I used to live up near Washington and go to D.C. a lot. So I want you to just share your opinions, whatever you have, your voice that you would like to say to encourage people to pray for military, pray for what you can do, or what your testimony you would like to share, whatever.
Oh, I'd definitely like for you guys to pray for military people, especially veterans, former military guys, retired military guys. It's just a special life, and it's a fairly difficult life sometimes too, and these folks need to be taken care of. They've got a plethora of different types of problems, like post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, all these kinds of things, and some of the things that they've had to do have kind of caused this. So if you keep it in their heart, like 22 veterans a day commit suicide. That's
right. He was telling me 22 a day. 22 live people are not there tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the last statistic I heard, and that's a sad state of affairs. And you've even got homeless veterans, which is another sad state of affairs as far as I'm concerned. So these people need to be taken care of, but more importantly, they need to be prayed for by people like you.
Well, what can we do? What can people do? The civilian or the people that are experienced. What can they do besides pray? Is there anything else that would?
You could, if you are of a frame of mind too, you could contact the congressman. Ask your elected representatives what they're doing.
Okay.
And what they can do. Take care of these issues.
All right. Is there more funding needed and things of that nature?
There's always more funding needed.
Okay, there
always.
is. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of goes without saying. They've got so many things going on in this country right now, and actually around the world. With the pandemic and all these kinds of things, which causes a big problem with the economy and funding and supplies and how the getting things. It kind of isolates the whole entire community, really.
Well, if you could come up with something to share about your own experience with the pressure, like encourage people under pressure. There are a lot of leaders and people who are, of all colors and parts of the Christian faith. What would you do for long-term endurance?
Well, keep the faith and hope. Have hope. If you ever lose that, then you're pretty much lost. So you have to continually be going, hey, there's something I can do about this. There's a way I can, in my small way, fix something about this, or help do something about it, help move it along.
Yes. Because I know there are people over there that are people that watch that have big depression, oppression, a lot of circumstances, and maybe they don't have resources, or they do have resources for that.
Well, I would say definitely don't sit there and suffer with it. Get help. I suffer from the same things, basically, and I get help. Take medication if you need to, seek counseling if you need to, but don't sit there and suffer with it, because if you do, nobody else is going to help you out unless you help yourself, other than God, of course.
One thing I enjoyed about him, I didn't know all these things, and I noticed how positive he was, how strong. He's a maverick, but he's not a good old boy.
Oh no, not one of those.
He isn't, and he's strong. He's strong opinion, which I enjoy that too. It's healthy. But I also know that, many people have other sides, and he doesn't. I really appreciate that.
It took a long time and a lot of years to get to a place, where I'm positive, and I've always got hope. There's a lot of years there where depression and all those kinds of things, very negative attitude, That's one of the biggest things to avoid at all costs is being negative, because that's an easy road to go down. Once you start going down that, it's easy to just be negative about everything around you. And it's caused me significant problems.
Well, I think people need to figure out what avenue to take and not be ashamed, not be embarrassed, whatever it is. I'll always, if you have that issue, if you want prayer, I can always pray for you from over here because I love to pray. Just write me at dfwleader@gmail.com. If you want to contact him, David Guy, you can write the same thing. I'll put you in touch. But this is a good year. I believe it's a good year for people, and people are going to see some hope. And no matter what happens in the world, I think a Christian's going to have that extra hope to be able to get through it. I feel really positive about the true believers. I feel that we got to be strong and courageous, but it's a breakthrough. I feel it's a real breakthrough year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's all kinds of avenues of help out there. I mean, all you have to do is go ask for it.
That's right. What I found, because I've dealt with many people that had a lot of dysfunction, Christians with dysfunction, many people were bruised before I met them. It wasn't their fault. But when they got where they were angry, when they were acting out of control, they had a fear of going to get help. And that's my biggest thing. It's not a shameful thing to get help if you're depressed or angry or anything like that.
It's, everybody needs to get past that whole stigma of that just because you have that, you're weak.
Exactly.
You're not a weak person. If you need help, you need help. It's that simple. Get over the whole stigma of asking for it. Because it's out there. If you want it, you can find it. It takes me sometimes a long time to get to finding those people in the medical system because there's shortages of those types of things, just like everything else after the pandemic. But you can't stop looking for it. You have to continue having hope and look for the help that's out there. Because it is there.
And one thing I found, I recognized that many people that were brutally treated or went through bad things before I met them, they fight control. They're scared of losing control, that it's not manly, and he just addressed that. I used to know somebody that was a dear person, a dear friend, and that person would get under great pressure, and he didn't know how, he couldn't go to the Lord, so he would say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Yeah, right.
And he'd pull himself up by the bootstraps and then get, issues with his health and everything. So I tried to change a mantra, because, as he said, I say, when the going gets tough, the really strong go to the Lord. And if the Lord says get help, get therapy, get medicine, whatever it takes, you do that, and I'll be glad to pray. That's my part. Be glad on your prayer team, so just let us know. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, that's where the old saying goes, you go to God for help, but he might tell you that you need to go do something about it yourself as well.
That's right. There's the natural and the spiritual, the natural and the supernatural. And you want to do what's natural. When the Lord tells you to do the natural, do not forsake it. And then God can touch that natural. I'd rather have people alive than killing themselves for being proud or, too strong. And they couldn't make it. So there's no stigma, in my opinion. Of course, try God. God says, go get help. Go get counsel, deliverance, therapy, medicine, then you do it, right?
Absolutely. Again, if you do that, then you're just gone.
That's right. We want you here.
You need to seek help, find help.
That's it.
I had a hard time doing it too. I'm a retired military guy. We have the mindset of bootstraps. Pull up your bootstraps and drive on. Fix it. If it can't be fixed, endure it.
Exactly.
Work your way through it. Well, sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you have to ask.
Well, in our closing moment, do you have any final words of advice or anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, well, good. Well, thanks for coming on today. We enjoyed having you. We'll have to have him back. I called him a global citizen. It's nice to meet a global citizen.
I've just had a lot of experience.
He has. He's been everywhere. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a great day.